The Council of the African Descendants based in the Gambia has urged the government to take swift action concerning the recent tragic murders, robberies and violent assault affecting the African diaspora community, where they discussed the implications, sought justice for the victims, promoted community unity, raised awareness, shared information, and strategized ways to assist those affected. Luke Mackenzie, chairman of the Council of African Descendants, along with Adrian Ryan, led the event.
It's come the time where we no longer can be quiet. I remember when I first came to this country, and we used to have little situations that would be happening, and people would say to me, shh, 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 be quiet, don't say anything. Either because of culture, because of that we were new in the country, and it took some time would be offensive. But when life is being taken away from us, then the time to be quiet is finished.
Some of us coming back from the diaspora, we have wealth of knowledge. Some of us are retired lawyers, retired doctors, some are even retired police officers. So I think together we can make Gambia the place that we always vision it to be. You know, I've been living here for 5 years, and as I say, I'm happy here in the Gambia, and I think I'm more so be happy, but it just is the incidents we have to take on the control. And we have to have our Gambian brothers and sisters here. So we're sharing this moment with us. You know, it's really touching, because what is happening now affects the whole community, not just diaspora, but everybody living in the Gambia.
Empress Zara, who recently survived a violent robbery at her home, said her experience of being left traumatized, with little hope of recovering her belongings.
Be vigilant of your surroundings. Be vigilant of who you're going into business with. And be vigilant who you call your brother, your friend, your son, your father, your auntie. Just be careful, yeah? So out of this, I do want justice. I'm asking for justice, but I feel like I'm on my own here. That's the saddest thing. I have the COAD, and I have you people here that are here for me, but from the police side of it, nothing has come out of this.
The majority of the speakers voiced concerns about the country's security, which they believe requires immediate government intervention. They called for prompt and impartial investigations into their cases, warning that any failure to do so will compromise the nation's security, discourage visitors and investors, and ultimately impact the economy. Meanwhile, Lord Robertson, a friend of the late Sakina Chinedu, along with Binta, members of the African diaspora residing in the country, made additional comments.
Nobody has contacted me yet since this day. Even going to court, she's had about 3 or 4 hearings. Nobody has contacted me or my husband when we were there when everything happened.
My expectation of the government is bold and strong statements to the country about zero tolerance of these types of crimes that are happening, what they will do to combat this, where their energies are going to be placed, and their strong feelings about what is happening in Gambia today, and putting out a strong message to the country that this is something that will not be tolerated.
Marnyang, a social activist, and Babukar Jeng both expressed sympathy for the African diaspora community regarding the unfortunate events that they have been enduring in the country, and called for effective implementation of security measures.
The call to action is to the state to make sure they intensify their patrol during the day and during the night. Number 2, every single perpetrator of such crimes are investigated, arrested, and held accountable. And number 3, to create a conducive environment, secured environment for that matter, so that we can work in harmony, we can work in love. At the same time, we will have a peace of mind.
Gambia has been known as something peaceful. We have to identify the problems before we come up with a solution. We need to identify the root cause. There are many intelligent people here. I've been listening. Very smart people. But we need to do a paradigm shift. The problem is there. It's painful. But we cannot nurture the problem.
They cautioned that the lack of strong security measures to address crime and punish offenders will weaken the country's safety and potentially place the Gambia, once recognized for its peace and security, on a dark list. For TFN News, Dauda Balde.